In a way, Brian directing the miniseries is both an irony and a fabulous thing, because it was Brian who put the whole show together. The show had been around for quite a long time. Brian had been a believer. He believed in the show and he worked his butt off to get it up and running. And a whole lot of other people then made the show. So there's a kind of nice completion that Brian, the man who put the thing together in the first place, is rounding it off. So much television is formula, but this show has always very deliberately attempted to push boundaries. The directors were encouraged to take risks. They weren't beaten up when they failed. They were encouraged to try harder the next time. The actors were encouraged to take risks. Every department was encouraged to push it, just keep pushing it. And I think you don't get shows like that too often, so that's what made it special. And in terms of the miniseries, what's remarkable is the number of crew and cast who just came back because they love the show. They want to see it finished. They want to see it go out in the right way. And that's also rewarding in itself. It's just fabulous. It's very hard to make a show unless the aliens behave like humans. Really, you know, any kind of sci-fi show is a metaphor for human behaviour, and always will be. Aliens are human. We can't even communicate with ants. What you get if you work a long time on a series is an ensemble cast. An ensemble cast means that a lot of what happens by shorthand. People know each other, they know what their characters are doing, they know how to get out of problems, they know how to interpret things. And that's certainly the case with this. The support that the fans gave us when the series ended was just astounding. We had no idea it was going to happen, and we were totally blown away when it did happen. It was the most extraordinary affirmation of what we all thought, which was that we were making something that was special. This miniseries and this television show is probably the most ambitious thing I've ever been involved in television, and probably the most ambitious thing ever attempted in Australia. It has a crew of something around 250 people. It may even be as high as 300 if you count all the construction people. It's a huge crew by any stretch of the imagination, and they worked, to set up this miniseries, they worked in record time. The whole miniseries was put together in 6 weeks before we started shooting, which is just unbelievable. The production office all deserves medals, the construction people deserve medals, the art department deserves medals. In fact, if I had medals, I'd hand them around to everybody right now. I don't know whether it's the end for Farscape. I thought that the end of the series was the end for Farscape, and then somehow Brian Henson managed to pull this together. So if he can pull this together, who knows what he can pull together. I think it would be very hard to continue the series, but it would always be possible to go back and do another mini-series, a television movie, maybe a movie. That'd be nice.